Okay, we are going to be talking about a magic ring. You'll probably see this a lot in patterns that are worked in rounds. And when I first started crocheting, I was so intimidated by this magic ring. Nothing about it seemed very magic to me. But after I got the hang of it, you'll see that it's actually pretty easy and a very useful tool. So you'll start with your tail end of the yarn kind of draped over your hands like this. Again, we're going to be using our index and our middle finger, and you're going to wrap the yarn around. Make sure that when you're wrapping it here that you're crossing over. Okay, then I use my ring finger to hold the yarn in place. Okay, here's the trickiest part, and you guys will soon see that it's not that tricky and that this is going to be a pretty easy technique. Take your hook, go underneath that first loop, bring it up. You want to grab onto your second piece. You're going to just bring it up. I twist my hook as I come because I always do a chain one to hold it in place. So just like here. This piece of yarn right here is your working yarn. So if it's easy for you, come down. I use this finger here to assist, to pull up one loop through the loop that's already on your hook to create one chain. Again, this one chain is going to hold it in place, make it a little bit easier to work with. There's your magic loop. That's all there is to it. Now, when you start working with your magic loop, it's very important, and I didn't ever read this, so I think it's worth mentioning. You always want to make sure with this foundation that you are crocheting over both loops of your hook. So just for example, I'm going to do 5 single crochets, and I hold both of my tail and my working yarn here, not my working yarn, but both loops of the both loops of the ring. There's 2. There's 3, 4, and 5. Now you might be thinking, how is this even going to look like a ring? So next thing you'll want to do is pull your yarn tail out. I like to do this with my hook still on because it's a little bit easier to manipulate your stitches, and you're just going to pull it. You see it working through the stitches there? Pull, pull, pull. It's coming into a ring. Make sure to tuck that tail so you don't end up working. Now to completely close this up to make your circle, insert your hook into that first stitch that you made. Bring up a loop. We're going to slip stitch this for the sake of this tutorial. And here is your little loop created by your magic ring. Again, here's the tail. If you want to make it tighter, you can. You just pull. Sometimes if you pull too hard though, you're going to bring that first stitch down. So it's going to be smaller. So you want to tug it closed, but you don't want to pull too hard because you want your stitches all to be the same. This is the perfect beginning for a little flower. Thanks for watching.